And we are lining up for heat number one. It'll be Nathan Brown and Ryan Nesbitt on the front row. Kenneth Bolin and David Garman on the second row. Justin Glover and Skylar Massey on the third row. Stephen Lindo giving me a quick update that I should fully expect David to get wrecked since I tell him to do it almost every week. Thank you. That is awesome. Pace car is going to take him around 2 times really quick. This track is a half-mile dirt D-shaped oval. The turns are banked at 10 degrees, 7-degree banking on the straightaway, so a mostly flat track for these guys. However, it is my understanding in the rumor mill is that a couple of high bank dirt tracks around the country have been scanned in the last few months. The way iRacing has to scan them, they have to do a fresh track, and then after it's been run on for a night to measure dirt movement and that kind of thing. So it does take a little bit longer on these dirt tracks, but that'll be awesome to get some more high banked. The highest banked we have right now is Bristol. And that track is a ton of fun. So, all right, Pace truck is in heat number one for the Outlaw 305's green flag in the air. And Nathan Brown gets a good shot off the front. They come down the back straight away. Nathan's still out in the lead. Kenneth Bolin in third. Ryan Nesbitt in second. Ryan is always one to watch as David Garman fighting on the outside. Garman to the high side trying to get clear of Kenneth Bolin. Right behind him is Skylar Massey. You can see his special 305 paint scheme for his mom for the Cancer Memorial later this month. Back up front, Nathan Brown had opened up a little bit of a lead, but no surprise. Here comes Ryan Nesbitt down to the inside, off into turn one. He has got the momentum and the speed right now. Can he get clear? Gets a little close up. He finally gets clear. Right behind him, Garman is side by side. Garman now down to the inside. Kenneth Bolin holding him off on the outside. And these two better not look in their mirror. Here comes Skylar Massey. Back up front, Ryan Nesbitt, Nathan Brown still battling nose to tail here. Now it is Nathan Brown looking down to the inside. It looks like, at least in these cars, the best place to pass so far tonight has been down to the outside. Get 2 to go this time by in heat number one. It is Ryan Nesbitt in the lead, Nathan Brown in second, Kenneth Bolin in third, David Garman in fourth, Skylar Massey in fifth, and Justin Glover is currently running sixth. White flag, here they come to the checkers as a car was in the wall at the back straightaway. Ryan Nesbitt wins heat number one. Nathan Brown is second, Kenneth Bolin third, Garman fourth, Massey fifth, and Glover comes home sixth. Heat number two is going to be DJ Kenner and Michael Crocker on the front row, Jim Johnson, Trevor Burge on the second row, Brian Lawson and Graham Nucky on the third row. Oh, and see, here Stephen Lindo's backing out on wrecking David Garman for me tonight. But yeah, that would be funny he said if he gets into him, he's gonna feel terrible. But honestly, if you get into him accidentally, just say, hey, that's from Doug. Actually, I could use somebody to come wreck Garmin on Saturday nights in our in the BR Dirt Series, just so he doesn't win every week. Him and Jared Heasley, they just keep running off from him. All right, they'll go one more time around this half-mile track. Volusia is one of the really fun dirt tracks, but the trickiest part of it coming off of turn 2, where the track gets a little bit skinnier. It gets wider from the entry to 1. You can see there it gets a little bit wider, and it stays wide all the way through the arc of the D. But as you come off turn 4, that track gets a little bit skinnier down there. You're carrying a lot of momentum. You're trying to head up for the wall without getting into it, and if you estimate wrong, you will get the wall. All right, pace truck is off. Heat number 2. Green flag in the air for heat number 2. DJ Kenner and Michael Crocker fighting it out. DJ gets a little bit of a lead here. Michael carrying a lot of momentum up on the high side. Right behind him, Jim Johnson, Trevor Burge side by side. Nobody giving an inch here. Brian Lawson and Graham Nucky right behind him. And it's going to be Jim Johnson moving up into third now. Jim trying to run down Michael Crocker in second. DJ Kenner opens up just a little bit of a lead. DJ Kenner and Michael Whiting, two guys that if they get to the lead, they get clean air, they just tend to take off. But here comes Jim Johnson to the inside. He is going for second. Trevor Burge is going to try and follow him through. Not quite yet. He's got to keep it down there on the bottom, lose a little momentum having to turn down so low. They get down into 3 and 4. Oh, drifts up. Jim drifts up just a little bit. Has to get out of it to not hit the car on the outside. Michael Crocker gets the advantage and slides back up into second. Now Jim Johnson has Trevor Burge and Brian Lawson both to deal with. 3 laps to go in heat number 2. DJ Kenner's got to be loving what he is seeing in his rearview mirror right now. Michael Crocker in second is still having to battle as he gets 2 laps to go here. Michael Crocker in second still having to battle with Jim Johnson, Trevor Burge still right there. DJ Kenner's almost got this thing won. White flag in the air for Kenner as Jim Johnson looking to the outside off into 1. Can't get there. Oh, he changes the angle. It comes down low. He went to the high side to carry the momentum down through the center of the corner. DJ Kenner is going to win it. And it's going to be Crocker at the line for second. Jim Johnson third, Trevor Burge is fourth, and Brian Lawson is fifth. Looks like Graham Nucky might have had an incident right there at the end of the race. What a battle for second through about 5th place there. All right, heat number 3. We'll have Brian Burkhart and Michael Whiting up front. Kevin Martin and Eric Burkhalter on the second row. Joel Naff and Patrick Coluccio on the third row. Got I'm just going to say Hong because I know I would mispronounce the rest of it, but we have Hong in the chat cheering on Mr. Crocker. And he came home with second in his heat, so great job by him. Brian Burkhart has got to get a good jump here. As we mentioned, Michael Whiting gets out front, gets some clean track. He tends to just check out from the field. And don't forget, by the time all these races are done, we will be in Season 2, Week 13 for iRacing, the silly week. So be careful out there, folks. All sorts of anarchy and shenanigans this week. Pace truck is in, a green flag is in the air for heat number 3. Burkhart gets a good jump here. Michael Whiting back there in second. There's quite a battle going on back here at the back of the pack as Eric Burkhalter trying to make his way through. Burkhalter slips back, and now it's going to be Coluccio making his way up. Meanwhile, back up front, Brian Burkhart has got a little bit of a lead over Michael Whiting here. Kevin Martin trying to... Oh, Michael Whiting loses it just a little bit through 3 and 4. Kevin Martin and Joel Naff both slip by. Joel Naff still having to fight Michael Whiting. Michael comes back on the high side. Is he going to be able to retake third? Not yet. Joel Naff really giving him a run down there on the bottom. Burkhart has opened up a decent lead, almost a second. Kevin Martin is starting to open up a little bit of a lead as Michael Whiting now securely back into third. Joel Naff slides back into fourth. Patrick Coluccio is fifth, and Burkhalter currently running in sixth. Todd Schott. Todd Schott here cheering on Trevor, Eric, and Kenny. Kevin Martin hanging on to second right now, but Michael Whiting is starting to close in on him. White flag in the air, though. Nobody's going to be able to catch Burkhart here. Checkered flag in the air for Brian Burkhart. Kevin Martin comes home second. Michael Whiting is third. Joel Naff is fourth. Patrick Coluccio is fifth. And Eric Burkhalter is sixth. All right, warm-up time. Hum long. Okay. I will make a note so I don't forget that in the future. Graham Nucky, the lone Australian out there in having some difficulty. I know it's morning there for him. He mentioned that when he hopped in the chat during the pre-race. All right, currently fastest on track during warm-up is Brian Burkhart, but Joel Naff second fastest, Trevor Burge third, Jim Johnson, and we've got cars wrecking on the back straightaway. That is a little bit of an issue. You see that gap up there as they come out of turn 2. That can become an issue if they slide up a little too much in battling side by side, get that outside barrier. We've seen it happen here a time or two before. Michael Crocker currently 7th fastest. Trevor Burge currently... Trevor just got bumped to 7th, and Crocker bumped to 8th. Eric Burkhalter is not taking any warm-up laps here. Just a few seconds left in the warm-up. Then we move on to the feature. Don't forget, shortly after this, we will have the 358, same track, different car. And later tonight, we will have the Enduro 87 cars from Oxford Plains. I still just can't wrap my head around that. I did not have enough time today to go test it. I just wanted to see how funny it's going to be. All right, it is time for the feature. Up front will be Nathan Brown and Brian Burkhart. Then DJ Kenner, Ryan Nesbitt on the second row. Michael Crocker and Kevin Martin on the third row. Kenneth Bolin and Jim Johnson on the fourth row. Michael Whiting and David Garman rounding out the top 10. 11th is Trevor Burge and Joel Naff is 12th. 13th is Skylar Massey. Brian Lawson is 14th. 15th is Patrick Coluccio and Justin Glover in 16th. Graham Nucky in 17th. And Eric Burkhalter rounding out the field in 18th. Nick Frank is here, cheering on Ryan Nesbitt. And thank you, Mr. Nick. You the man, as always. Hope them twins are doing really well. Hope you're finally getting some sleep. All right, final pace lap. The pace car will drop off, and the funny thing about this track is the second the pace truck drops off, the green flag drops. It's no real difference there, so as soon as you see that pace car hit pit road, they are going green. Pace truck looking low. Pace truck on pit road. Green flag in the air. Brian Burkhart, Nathan Brown off the front. As it gets a little bit wild, they're already 3 wide. Is that Jim Johnson back there making a move up the middle? They're 3 wide behind him as David Garman makes a move through the middle. Up front, Burkhart and Brown side by side, but it is 3 wide everywhere behind them. Further back, Jim Johnson is trying to make his way through, and they are 3 wide all over the place back behind him. Nobody's settled in yet. They are just trying to wreck as Nathan Brown finally gets the advantage and moves to the lead. Brian Burkhart in second. DJ Kenner is in third. Michael Crocker now up to fourth, trying to run the top 3 down. Behind him, it's Ryan Nesbitt and Kenneth Bolin side by side. Oh, Bolin drifts up just a little bit there. Nesbitt trying to hold him down. Nesbitt has the advantage coming off turn 4. We'll see if they get side by side again here coming down the back straightaway. No, they do not. Jim Johnson, we saw him and the car behind him, David Garman, both going 3 wide on the first lap. Both of caution is out. First caution of the night. Looks like Eric Burkhalter is involved. It looked like there was an accident right in front of him. But he ended up upside down. Let's see. Oh, it looked like Justin Glover got together a little bit with Coluccio, and while they were trying to save it back there, Graham Nucky drifted up to avoid it, and that's how that whole thing started there. Sleep is for the weak, Nick. All right, Nathan Brown continues to lead. Justin Glover went to pit road, and Graham Nucky went to pit road. Those are the only two cars involved that went to pit road. Looks like Eric Burkhalter stayed out. Everybody else managed to stay out and keep with the lead group. And I don't believe either of the ones that went to pit road have lost a lap yet, but we'll wait and see once the scoring updates and once they go green. Lights are out on the pace car. They will go green this time by. Here they come, pace car looking for the entrance to pit road. There it is, and green flag in the air again. It's going to be Brian Burkhart and Nathan Brown into turn one side by side again. Burkhart on the outside will be able to carry a little bit more momentum, but we've seen that inside working so well in these sprints here tonight. And Nathan Brown is showing that is still the case. Down on the inside, caution is out again. We've got a big one right behind him. Oh, it looks like Bolin just got a little tap. I think that might have been Jim Johnson on the inside. Not 100% sure who that was. Let's try and take another look at this. Yeah, Jim, looked like Bolin came down. As Jim came up, they met in the middle, and it didn't work out as well as they would have liked. Works better if you meet in the middle under a Georgia pine, not in the middle of the front stretch. Suzette Crocker cheering on Michael Crocker. Everybody settling in. It looks like Jim Johnson does get the EOL end of line for the incident. Michael Crocker now in fifth. So far, our biggest mover tonight, though, David Garman's picked up 4 spots. Joel Naff has picked up 4 spots. Brian Lawson started in 14th. He is now up to 9th. Graham Nucky started in 17th and is now up to 12th. So we've got a couple of guys that have picked up 4 positions, a couple of guys that have picked up 5 positions. But now as we're starting to see a little bit of the track starting to slick off, some of these guys that put in the extra laps on slicked off track earlier in practice, those will be the ones that start working their way forward. All right, pace truck looking low. He drops to the inside. Green flag is in the air again. And it's Nathan Brown and Brian Burkhart switching sides of the track again. Nathan up on the high side, Burkhart on the bottom. Ryan Nesbitt and DJ Kenner are right behind him. Michael Crocker side by side with David Garman, 5th and 6th over there. And they are 2 by 2 all over the track. Side by side for the lead, side by side for 3rd and 4th, for 5th and 6th with Garman and Crocker. Michael Whiting side by side with Trevor Burge. It is side by side. Looks like up at the front they're starting to settle in just a little bit as Brian Burkhart takes the lead. Nathan Brown, looking for a way around him. Nesbitt in third, Kenner in fourth, Garmin now to fifth. Michael Crocker and Joel Neff almost touching through 1 and 2. They managed to keep both cars going the right way, though. Joel Neff drops back a little bit now in the clutches of Trevor Burge. Trevor looking to the high side. Patrick Coluccio started in 15th, involved in one of the earlier incidents, now up to 10th and trying to take 9th from Michael Whiting. Can't quite get there, and he's got Brian Lawson now picking the position up. Back up front, the battle for the lead is ongoing as Ryan Nesbitt now in the mix. Ryan Nesbitt getting a little sideways down there in the slick. That gives Nathan Brown a little bit of an advantage there. Now Burkhart looking to the inside. Garmin looking for a way around. DJ Kenner still lurking back there. Michael Crocker still back there in sixth, looking to close back up on these guys. Nathan Brown, Ryan Nesbitt opening up a little bit of a gap on Brian Burkhart. Not very much. He seems to be closing back down on him, actually. Jen Dale cheering on Nathan Brown as he leads. Mikey Mixter dropping in saying the D2 series just completed their 305 race with no cautions. Man, those D2 guys need to come show them D1 boys how it's done. You need to go have a talk with them there, Mikey. Nathan Brown holding on to the lead right now, but Ryan Nesbitt starting to look like he might get a run down to the inside. Ryan jumps to the high side, coming through 3 and 4, and loses some momentum as here comes Brian Burkhart back to the inside. 8 laps to go now. The front 3 just keep changing positions. David Garmin in 4th, DJ Kenner is 5th, Michael Crocker is 6th, Joel Neff is 7th, Patrick Coluccio now in 9th. He is picking up positions here and there. He has followed Michael Whiting through a lot of traffic. Skylar Massey currently running in 10th. Graham Nucky up to 11th after starting in 17th. Great job by him. Meanwhile, Nathan Brown, as they battle side by side right behind him. And now Garmin comes into the picture. Garmin to the outside for 3rd. Five laps to go. David Garmin takes 3rd. Now looking for 2nd. Right to the back bumper of Brian Burkhart. And now here comes Nesbitt back down to the inside. Nathan Brown's going to be loving this. They're racing side by side. He's walking away. Three laps to go at the line. Nathan Brown just about got this thing locked up, but Brian Burkhart, David Garmin, Ryan Nesbitt all still battling. Now DJ Kenner's back in the mix. 2 laps to go. Coming to the white flag, Nathan Brown's got over almost a full second lead. He's just got to finish this lap. Brian Burkhart has to hold off a hard-charging David Garmin, a Ryan Nesbitt, possibly a DJ Kenner. Can he do it? And he does. It'll be Nathan Brown for the win. Brian Burkhart comes home 2nd. David Garmin is 3rd. Ryan Nesbitt comes home 4th. 5th place is DJ Kenner, then Michael Crocker, Joel Neff, and Patrick Coluccio. They got the celebration started correctly with Nathan. Nathan Brown going backwards, and David Garman hits him just right to send him over the edge. All right, we will give Nathan Brown a moment to hop in here. In the meantime, let's see if we can talk to our third place finisher, David Garman. Hey, Garman, this is Doug. You got me?
What's going on, Doug?
Hey, man. I know the sprints are not your best car, but a third place finish and a heck of a charge tonight.
It was fun. I just got to get better with these things when it starts getting slicked off. I started figuring out a little bit, and having to move a wing on your car just throws me off. I'm so used to the late models and big blocks that this is new.
Well, you definitely showed you know what you're doing in them at least, and at the end there, you also managed to send winner Nathan Brown out of the track on the during the celebration. So that was an awesome shot.
Yeah, I figured I'd throw into the celebration stuff, but no, it was a fun race. There was a lot of good battles. The in-race chat and stuff like that. Everybody was just having a ball, so it's good to see that.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. I know we're going to see you in the 358 here shortly.
But yeah, I'll be there, and we'll see him again.
All right. Thanks, man. All right. That was third place finisher David Garman. Let's see if Nathan Brown or Brian Burkhart is available here. I see Burkhart. Oh, Nathan Brown has dropped in. Congratulations on a heck of a win there, bud.
Hey, thank you, Doug.
Hey, you had there's more than one cheering for you. I know Jen Dale was cheering for you there. I have to look back up, and I know you had somebody else cheering for you earlier. Was the extra fans in the stands helpful?
Oh my, yes, you got to thanks the fans on that one.
Well, it was a bit of a wild race. You and Burkhart went back and forth, and then when you got around Burkhart, he suddenly had a whole lot of cars to battle with, and you just kind of ran away with it.
Yeah, me and Burkhart, we were battling hard there, and I think I went into turn one there a little too hard, and he got up a little higher than what he needed to be, and he got sent back there, and I just waited for that bottom line to open up. This track's my kryptonite.
Well, and I did see something interesting. I only saw you do it once in the feature, and I saw you do it once in the heat, but your entry into turn one, you entered high and then apex the corner almost like a road car.
Yeah, for some reason that turn one, it's so wide on the top. If you run the whole ways up there, you just lose a lot of traction. I don't know why.
Well, whatever you were doing tonight, man, that definitely worked. Congratulations. I'm assuming you're going to be back in the 358 here shortly.
Oh, I'll try the 358s out tonight. I usually don't, but I'll try them tonight.
All right, man. Well, best of luck in that, and hopefully we'll be talking to you after that race as well.
Hey, thank you, Doug, and thanks for broadcasting.
My pleasure. All right, let's see if we can get second place Brian Burkhart in here. I just saw him. Don't tell me he ran away. It looks like Brian Burkhart went MIA there as soon as I mentioned his name. Interesting turn of... Oh, there's Brian.
What's up, Doug?
Hey,
Sorry
man.
about that.
No problem. Hey, congratulations. A great second place finish and a bit of a wild one for you.
Man, that was crazy. That was probably one of the most fun sprint car races I've ever had. Seemed like we were wheel to wheel for the whole race.
Yeah, you definitely were, and obviously you and Nathan had a heck of a battle on every restart. And then after that last restart, he got a little bit in front of you, and then you had your hands full with Garmin, Nesbitt, and Kenner there.
Yeah, about the last 5 laps or so, I kind of lost the handle on it a little bit. I probably should have slid the wing back. I was being stubborn and tried to keep it at 0 for speed. Should have just slid it back just a little bit, and I would have been a little bit better. But that was a great race, man. Super fun stuff with I know what this league is capable of.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it was a heck of a show tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. We'll see you for the 358 race.
Yes, sir. All right, as you heard Brian mention, we will have 358s here before too much longer. So stick around and be a good time to go hit the snack bar. Check out our sponsors, Loud Wraps, B-Make Designs, Motorwear International, and VP Race Fuels. Check those sponsors out while you have a minute, and we'll be back with the 358s as soon as possible. We'll join them as soon as they get into the practice session, and we might even talk to some more drivers throughout the night. It's going to be an interesting one. Be interesting to see a lot of the tracks, the 358s and the 305s run similar lines. Here, I do not expect that to be the case. Having run here not too long ago myself in a 358 and watching the way the 305s were running. So stick around for that. Don't forget, we will have later tonight, we will have the Enduro this week. It is 87 cars from Oxford Plains. That honestly is going to be nuts. I'm really looking forward to watching that one. Stick around, don't go anywhere. We'll be back as soon as possible.